and you can tell me maybe I'm that one. Okay? AB, which is a crazy bitch.
Maybe I'm AB.
빨리. 와, 비가 쏟아진다 진짜. 야, 오늘 좀 힘들 것 같은데. 그냥 회식할까? 오늘의 편견에 대해서 한번 알아보도록 하겠습니다. 가자. 안 되면은 살짝 노출해줘야지. What kind of stereotypes you had before coming to Korea? Is there any stereotypes you think the Korean people have?
The drug-related question.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like, oh, you're from the Netherlands. How's weed? And I'm like, no comment.
But it's legal there, right?
Yeah, it actually is. Yeah. However, here's the funny thing, because people think like when they go to the Netherlands, they can just get that anywhere. But no, here's the funny thing. If you're from an abroad country, even if you're from Europe as well,
right,
you have to get it in Amsterdam.
Right.
You cannot get it outside of Amsterdam. Mm-hmm. No, like 2 of my Danish friends, they tried to get stuff in Eindhoven, which is another city, and they were denied.
Oh, okay.
Even though it's from like the same European Union.
Yeah.
You know, they always say like, cause I'm pretty tall myself, so it's usually like, oh, you're a Viking, like you're so tall.
You're a Viking?
Usually Norwegian people are so tall, like, oh.
How tall are you?
I'm 178.
178.
Yeah.
I'm not.
그냥 뭐 예를 들어 스페인 사람이라서 뭐 시에스타 낮자 매일 자는 것도 아니고 뭐 모든 사람들 자는 것도 아니고.
And I think Germans are generally known to be very sort of serious people, you know, so I just see there's not that many comedians coming out of Germany because we're not that funny.
What kind of stereotypes does people from Norway have about Korea?
You know, because of K-pop, everything, like popularity of K-dramas and stuff. But that doesn't only apply to Norway, I guess like every other country. Like you walk down the road and you'll see like BTS walking down the road or...
Like Korean dining, I guess, having soju while you eat.
Whenever I go back to the Netherlands, right, people are like, oh, don't they eat dog there? And I'm like, no. So because I mean I have to explain that many times, like, yo, that was like a long time ago.
Yeah.
99.9% of the entire population no longer eats it.
No longer eats it.
Yeah.
There's still some places that sell dog though. You know that.
Yeah, I actually used to live in Incheon for a little while, and there was like literally like this dog restaurant around the corner.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a little bit odd.
공부나 일을 그냥 밥 먹을 시간 거의 없고 근데 그래도 된다 뭔가 그런 마인드.
Well, the only thing that I noticed is that, you know, Koreans are very quick people, you know, 빨리, yeah, you know, they act quickly. They're very hardworking, very, very diligent people.
Was your parents were concerned when you told them that you were come to Korea?
And it's funny because every time I mention to someone, like my relatives or friends, that I was going to South Korea, they would always mention, oh, but not North Korea, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's always funny because like
one of the stereotypes I feel like.
But you, how far away are you from North Korea? Isn't it dangerous? But like it's mostly from people who don't know anything about like Korea, so
Right.
yeah.
And my mom's like, hell no, absolutely not. And I'm like, I don't care, I'm gonna go. But yeah, my parents, they know that Korea is very safe and very modern. Yeah, they were very happy that I moved here.
My grandma, she was, you know, she said like, oh, you're gonna be close to like North Korea. I'm scared for you. I was like, I don't think that's that distance is gonna make a difference. If something goes wrong, then we're all pretty doomed. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, no, they were like, I told them like, you know, South Korea has like a low percentage of criminal records and it's pretty safe in general. So yeah, my family felt pretty secure to send me here.
Is there any other question that the Koreans ask you a lot?
Oh yes, blood type. That's one interesting thing actually, because people usually they don't know their own blood type. I don't know my blood type.
I don't know your blood type.
Yeah, and here in Korea, like everyone knows their blood type, so that's one very different thing.
In the dating life, it's a little bit difficult. Like when you're trying to get like a 소개팅, and then the age right away, some people are like, okay, well, why is he not married yet? Or all these questions come up, you know? But if we were in America or Europe, the age is not such a big deal. People get married a little bit later, and age is not as big an issue, but you know.
Maybe for religion. I feel like they're asking a lot about religion. And I think it's quite weird and cringy sometimes because there's sometimes some people who stop you on the street and like you really don't know them and they ask you about your religion and do you believe in God and they try to convince you about something. And it's really not common in France for people to ask this kind of questions.
That's what you were asking us who we are and what.
Yeah, I was like maybe it's another people.
And the problem is when you like go out on dates, this is actually quite a common question.
Oh yeah.
Whenever they ask me, I just make something up.
You speak a letter that doesn't even exist.
I'll ask them like, well, what's your blood type? And they'll be like, oh, I'm A+. And I'm like, I'm A+ too.
Usually, it has to be different to match. You know that.
Really?
It has to be kind of different, yeah. If it's the same, yeah, you know the opposites attract each other. Yeah, you were doing it wrong, my friend.
This is why I'm single.
And you can find out, like if you, like from your birth certificate, you have to, if you want to find out, you have to pay like 70 euros.
Oh wow.
It's like 100,000 won to
Yeah,
find
yeah.
out your blood type, and like a lot of people don't do that because it's not that important.
That's expensive,
Yeah.
though. That's a little expensive.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you the type of the blood types personalities, and you can tell me maybe I'm that one. Okay, so there's A, a shy person.
Okay.
Do you think?
Yeah.
That's you. Okay. Then you have AB, which is a crazy person.
Maybe I'm AB.